Thanks and welcome to the 6:15 News with me, Kejang Henry Yatimbi. Let's begin with our top stories. Ready to celebrate the month-long fasting of Ramadan as it draws close. The date of the fasting will depend on the sighting of the moon. And abandoned, unwashed, with placenta still attached, the phenomenon of trash bin babies is on the rise in Cameroon. And as children are pitched in trash bins, their mothers can face charges ranging from child abuse to attempted murder with accompanying punishments. Thanks and welcome to join me. You can hook up with us on our social media handle on Canal International on YouTube as well as on our Facebook page. Muslims worldwide are looking forward to see the religious moon that will permit them to feast after 1 month of fasting of Ramadan. And as while they wait for the moon, they are intensifying with preparations ranging from cleaning of the mosque and the purchase of celebration items. Hyacinth Chair in Yaoundé went through the mosque in Etudi to find out how prepared the Muslims are. This report.
Intensive cleanup campaign here at the Etudi Mosque this Thursday morning as the clock ticks down to the celebration of the Eid al-Fitr. Out in their numbers, the young Muslims embark on filling the potholes in and around the premises, emptying of gutters, mopping of the floor, dusting of louvers, doors and walls. And the young girls at their own corner in charge of washing kettles and mats. This to give the mosque a first lift before the feast. We are preparing for the feast, so we have to keep the mosque clean. Many people will be there to pray. That is why we volunteered in our numbers to come out and work. Islam is living together, and that is why people came out from different places. And among us, the workers, we even have Christians. And while waiting for the moon to decide if the feast will take place this Friday or Saturday, many are already rushing to buy their foodstuffs. They scramble for meat and table birds to meet up with their already planned menu. I have to buy meat to prepare ndolé for the feast. On the menu, I have pepper soup, beefsteak, the type of meat we commonly call siari, and much chai for digestion. Not forgetting fruit, which I'm here to buy. Some are equally making additional provisions to be able to share with other families that may not have what to drink or eat on the D-Day.
Asked Cameroonians across the board to make sure they keep watching as of this night. In the meantime, they have called on Cameroonians to make sure that they keep looking whether or not the moon will appear this evening. And if it does, Friday will certainly be a public holiday or a day to feast. And if it appears on Friday, then Saturday will certainly be the day to feast in the country. Now let's get this very interesting story where trash can babies are always pitched by the mothers, and this phenomenon is rising. And recently, in parts of the country, precisely in the West region, in less than 2 weeks, many babies have been dropped in trash can, and this phenomenon, Maureen D says, is very much on the rise.
The rising rates of mothers dumping their babies just anywhere after birth is very alarming. The most striking image of the horrifying acts is in the west region of Cameroon that has witnessed a surge in babies dumped in trash by their mothers with a placenta still attached. In less than 1 week, 3 newborns found themselves in trash cans, garbage heaps and pit toilets in Buda, Bangolap and Bafoussam. These environments where newborn babies are dumped is life-threatening. A typical example is a newborn dumped in a septic tank.
It's unacceptable. I cannot stand by that in any way possible. If you're an older woman, if you're a younger woman and you're in a lack of advice.
Are the women ignorant of their actions? Why must they get into unprotected sex, yet can assume their responsibilities? Why kill an innocent life when sentenced to cater for such unwanted babies to exist? Why not go in for contraceptives and medical advice for birth control? All these questions are on the lips of Cameroonians. Women who abandon their babies can face charges ranging from child abuse to attempted murder with accompanying punishments from probation to imprisonment.
Women who throw away their babies, according to me, is attempted murder.
We talked to a psychologist to understand the state of mind of women who dispose of their newborns. There are two reasons. The first could be hardship, poverty, economic pressure. So the woman realizes she can't take care of the baby, so she dumps. Secondly, this might surprise you, but it's real. She must have dreamt of a beautiful future for her children, but since she can't afford, she dumps in front of her home. Whether dumping in a safe or unsafe environment, associations are calling on women and young girls to desist from such criminal practices, which is totally against social norms.
And as children are pitched in trash bins, their mothers can certainly face charges ranging from child abuse to attempted murder with accompanying punishment. Now let's get the legal implication of abandoning the child in the dustbin.
When a mother gives birth to a child, it's 5 to 10 years imprisonment. So when you just give birth and you abandon the child, let's say in a toilet or let's say in a dustbin, yes, what is provided is that you are a murder, or let's say you have committed capital murder, yes, against the child, and then the punishment is because you have attempted to kill the child through abandoning the child in condition where the child is not going to survive.
The national observation, an observation by the Ministry of Public Health has actually prescribed measures to uplift the tribulations of workers of the Akono District Hospital. In fact, that was done after the Minister of Public Health, Manoda Malachi, visited for decent work environment. Beatrice Ngamo reports.
With the launch of the first phase of the universal health coverage here in Cameroon, imperative the facilities are capable of meeting the needs of the population. Here in the central region, there are health facilities with assiduous personnel, very committed, but the working environment is sick.
I see our personnel who is in work. I see something satisfied, but I think we have to ameliorate, we have to strengthen our health facility.
The mission of public health boss to the Ngumo and Bankomo district hospitals and Akono district medical center, April 19. A one-on-one talk with heads of the facilities, confirming their lacks and needs.
I'm going to discuss with the director of these health facilities, and we are going to bring more amelioration.
It is all about ensuring the provision of quality treatment at our health facilities in Cameroon.
And we stay with you, Beatrice Ngamo, as you tell us that cholera is very much on the rise in the central region of the country, with 88 notified cases and 5 deaths already recorded. And one of the neighborhoods where we have this positive encroachment of the cholera epidemic is the Simbok neighborhood.
Towards Simbok, precisely at the place called Falaise, the focal point of infection prevention and control at the BMRC District Hospital, are guide to Annie's home. It was at one room in her compound that one of the 3 patients tested positive was living. She here narrates how he started feeling a type last Monday, and despite the mixture of aloe vera and all, he was only getting weaker and weaker. They then rushed him to a nearby clinic. They signaled to the district hospital that sent a personnel who, after examination, said it is cholera. The patient was taken to the hospital, and with administration of treatment, he started responding. Living such a setup, Annie had to bath and wash her clothes with bleach, sprinkling some all over her home, compound, and the room of the patient. Time for total protection in the neighborhood after last Monday's discovery. Ensuring the water they drink from the drill is filtered, respecting the washing of hands with soap and water, warning children not to eat anyhow out of home, the many precautionary moves. Cholera is real, and medical team were at the health center, like neighborhood, to disinfect, administer cholera vaccination, educate population on hygienic measures to follow. The Central region, it should be noted, is experiencing an upsurge in cholera cases for 4 weeks now, notified in the Obala, Jongolo, Sitevet, Mfu, Kondongo, Biamasi health facilities. As of yesterday, April 19, the Minister of Public Health announced the epidemiological situation shows 88 notified cases and 5 deaths, with a 5.68 fatality rate.
Thanks so much, Beatrice Nkamu. Custom brokers and businesses in Douala have been drilled or are being drilled on the procedures to follow in the clearance of goods and the payment of duties to avoid huge penalties. The custom brokers were gaining the knowledge based on the 2023 finance law that have some innovations in this sector. Ambo Gladys Diba.
By understanding the dispositions of the 2023 finance law, businesses would avoid the payment of huge penalties they are usually slammed for default, especially with the clearance of goods. These certified custom brokers and other stakeholders in Douala, Cameroon are grappling with the innovations of the 2023 finance law.
What we would like to do is to give information to all our operators so that they can avoid those big amount of penalties when there is when they have not applied the law. And we are also trying to give them some basic tools to be able to promote their own activities.
It's the first time that a seminar is organized to explain custom disposition of the finance law. Yet it was to explain to users of international trade what is new in the finance law.
The import substitution policy and the excise duty on imported second-handed vehicles were equally key issues tackled by the organizers.
The finance law increased droit d'assises for several items imported. It's to protect the local industry first, then, as we say, security.
This policy can help us to have more currencies, and we have to also develop our own industries.
These experts also explained the custom monitoring systems and other geolocalization applications that have had huge impact in the fight against custom fraud, manipulations, and consequently increase in customs revenue.
And thanks, Beatrice Nkamu, Ambo Gladys reporting there. And in unison, senators of the 3rd legislature have vested their confidence on Marshal Nyart Njifenji as the president of the upper house of parliament, with 97 out of the 98 votes casted. Natse Heisencher reports.
88-year-old Senator Masenya Njifenji, 11th time as president of the prestigious house. Since 2018, he has been at the head of the upper house of parliament and was maintained yesterday, rising, getting 97 votes out of 98. Like him, his vice president, Senator Abubakari Abdullahi, also maintained. The bureau continued with 2 newcomers as vice presidents. Marie Aman Dinbel and Robin Kili, joining Vumfo, Tabetando, and Vani Gansen Moshigle maintained in their positions. 3 new secretaries are also part of the 8-team secretariat, as all 3 questors remained unchanged. The 17-man bureau with Nyat Jifenji at the head then continued with the putting in place of the 9 different commissions and elections of its members. Nyat Jifenji and team are those in charge of the rest of the 2023 legislative year at the Senate, with mission to foster local development, that is decentralization. Senators, it should be noted, have a mandate of 5 years. This is the 3rd legislature, meaning the number 5 years of the Senate. In each legislative year, there is election of the Bureau during the March parliamentary session. But because we were in an election year, the March session unfolded normally and ended with the election of a Bureau. This was cleared off with the session as of right, April 11th, the entry of the 100 new senators elected and appointed. The session saw the verification of incompatibility, the conferment of attributes, and finally, election of a new office to continue through the June and November sessions of this year.
Thanks very much, Beatrice Ngamu, reporting there. That was a mistake to say hi, Cynthia. And of course, drawing the cuttings for this edition of the 6:15 News with me, Kejang Henry Atimbi, thanking you for being there with us. And from all of us, it's goodbye. Coming up will be the brief de l'actualité with Lee Piju.